Hello writers, welcome to my channel, the N.HARV channel. I'm Nailah Harvey, hence N.HARV. And this is a video outlet for all things writing and grammar. So a little bit about me before I give you what you can expect on this channel. I am a former English teacher, hence my love for writing and grammar and language and things of that nature. I am now retired as in, I'm not retirement age, but I have retired from teaching inside of the classroom traditionally, and I am now teaching writers and authors how to bring their ideas to life. How am I doing that? By way of book writing, book editing, and book coaching. Speaking of books, that's what you can expect from this channel. A lot of information about books. Not just any books though, nonfiction books like self-help books, how-to books, training manuals. Remember, I'm a teacher, memoirs, books that are helping authors really get their message to their audience. And along with learning about books, we're gonna learn about grammar, because I strongly believe that if you wanna write a good book, it needs to be a very polished book, AKA it needs to be an edited book. So as a book editor, I would feel remiss if I don't provide grammar and editing tips on this channel as well. Lastly, on this channel, you'll see a few vlogs here and there because I do like to travel around my city. I'm from Los Angeles, and I like to travel around other cities, of course, with an iced coffee in hand, because I don't know what it is about caffeine. Iced coffee is my caffeine of choice. It just helps me write better and it helps me edit better. So you'll see me toting around different cities and traveling. As I am a traveling writer, I like to work on the go. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into today's video. But before we do, I feel like I have to say Happy New Year. At the time of recording this, it is January, the month of January in the year 2022. And I wanna make sure that I use my manners and just say Happy New Year. Happy New Year, writers, authors, and all of you who are looking to write a book this year. Speaking of writing a book, today's topic is why you should write a book about your skill set and or business. So I want to encourage you to not only just write a book, not just any book, but a nonfiction book about your skill set and our business because of these three reasons. Number one, it's low-hanging fruit. If you've been doing something for at least 5 years or so, I would argue to say that you are an expert at that, especially if you've been doing it consistently, day to day, like continually, and you can pretty much teach it in your sleep. Then you are very knowledgeable about that topic, that skill set, whatever that is. In that regard, I strongly believe that you can teach it by way of your book. You can teach it by way of your words. You have to keep in mind what's easy for you may not be easy for someone else. It may not come as easily to another person. For example, I used to teach in South Korea, so I was an English teacher overseas in Asia. Of course, I was teaching English, but I really focused on grammar. And, I had a great time overseas and came back to the States, was teaching it in the classrooms there too. And then I started to just post tips about grammar on social media way back in like 2012 or something like that. And then I would notice that some adults, when I would post these posts, would say like, hey, I didn't know that, or thank you for sharing that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is easy for me because I teach it every single day. But we've been out of the classroom at that time, and still at this big age right now, we are out of the classroom. Adults, most adults, were out of the classroom, especially out of grade school, where you would learn like grammar and the basics of the English language. We are removed from that. So some things it's like, oh, I don't remember that. I kind of remember, but not all the way. So thank you for refreshing my memory, or thank you for teaching it, just teaching it. And those messages made me realize that, oh, okay, this is easy for me to really teach. So I should probably write a book about grammar. Cut to my grammar book that I published in 2017, Look Better in Writing, a quick and easy guide to punctuation, where I literally teach, by way of a book, 14 of the most commonly used punctuation marks. So I literally took, I say literally a lot, I'm sorry. I took a subject matter, I took a skill set, knowledge base, if you will, that I've been teaching day to day on a continual basis. And I wrote a book about it because it was low-hanging fruit. So my question to you is, what is low-hanging fruit for you? in your life, in your business. It can be something that you're doing as a profession, your 9 to 5, or something that you're actually in business for. Whatever it is, I urge you and encourage you rather to consider writing a book about it. You already do this, you already know this, and you can be helping someone else with which this information does not come as easily. Number 2, the second reason why I strongly feel you should write a book about your skill set and or business is because it positions you as an authority in your industry. With the same example of me writing that book, that grammar book about the punctuation marks, the most commonly used ones, I started to become the go-to girl for grammar. And not in the whole world, but in my circle, in my community, in my space. I was like the punctuation queen. I was the person that people would go to for like help with writing out not only social media posts, but college essays, emails, books, anything that required editing, anything that required punctuation correction. I was the go-to girl. And here's the tea, that's what helped me transition to my business, or at least a part of it. My love for the English language and grammar specifically, and writing that book because it was low-hanging fruit, helped me to realize that, hey, I like editing words. I should probably consider this as something that I should monetize or that I can monetize. I started to do that, and lo and behold, you're looking at a professional book editor. This came though first from me writing the book about what I was already doing, what I was knowledgeable in. It doesn't always have to be that way. In fact, it can be reversed. You can be knowledgeable in something and already have a business and then write a book about that. Either way, you see how they kind of like relate. And let me say this too, I am a teacher or a former teacher, so you may think that it's easy for me to write a book about my skill set or my knowledge base or what have you, because it's something that a lot of people may want. I already have a built-in audience, if you will, because I have students. So my students vetted the idea because it's something that they needed every single day. And it's also something that writers need every day. Writers need editing. They need to know the correct and proper usage of punctuation. But what if you are in the beauty and wellness space? Well, that's another industry that needs your expertise. There's an audience there for you. What if you're in the healthcare space? That's definitely an industry that needs your expertise. There's an audience for you there. What if you're in the hospitality space? What if you are in the entertainment industry? You can be a construction worker, you can be a police officer. It doesn't matter your industry. I believe there is an audience for you no matter what your industry is. It really just depends on whether you know enough to teach others what you know in order for them to get the result that you have. Think about the idea of just teaching more and more people about what you know in order to get a desired result. You can be the leader in that space. You can increase your influence. Okay, let's go back to my example of teaching inside of the classroom. Taught overseas, around 25 students per classroom in those classrooms in Asia, and then taught in the States, around 25 to 32-ish students per classroom in the States. Pretty good reach, right? But then I write this book, which is on Amazon, so it sells every single month. So you figure you're past 32, past 25. And then it is also listed in a couple of universities in Southern California, as well as North Carolina, as well as a classroom in South Korea. So now we're in the hundreds. That's a much bigger impact. My influence is much broader. It's increased. That's the power of writing about what you know about. So to my industry leaders out there who are looking to expand your reach and just to impact more people, I encourage you to write a book about what you know about. Write a book about your skill set and or your business. As a quick recap of why you should do that: 1 is low-hanging fruit. 2, it positions you as the authority in your industry. And 3, it increases your influence. What expert doesn't want to be influential? And speaking of influence, if you're watching this video and you're like, okay, Nailah, what you're saying makes sense, but I need help on how to write my book, I got you. Applications are open for my Book to Influence coaching program. Yes, you heard that right. Very on the nose name. Book to Influence. Write the book that will increase your influence. I'm thinking. Yes, you can apply to that program, my program, at N.HARV.com/book coach, where I will take you through the steps of organizing your expertise into your book so that you can reach more people and impact more people. This is actually a great program. I really love it because you get the best of me. You get my book writing side and my book writing expertise, as I am a 10-time published author on Amazon. Sorry I didn't say that in the beginning of the video, but you know, a little bit of my street cred, if you will. You can go to Amazon, type in my name, you'll see all of my books, so you won't think that I'm lying. And you will also get the book editing side of me, because the program, it includes book writing, how to write your book, how to organize your expertise into a book, as I said before, and it also includes book editing. So you'll get another portion of my expertise all wrapped up into one program. Again, that's Book to Influence, and you can go to my website, N.HARV, that's N as in Nailah, N-HARV as in Victor, nharv.com/book coaching to apply. It's New Year writers, or should I say authors, as I'm very hopeful that we're gonna have a lot more people expanding their reach by way of their words and just increasing their influence. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.